Take a deep breath in and exhale. Close your eyes. Keep breathing deeply. See yourself entering into a place that goes beyond the place that you are physically at. It's a space that you can call special, magical, sacred, blessed. Use the word that resonates with you the most. This is your space. It is in your meditation. It is about your life. The most important detail about this space is that it allows our souls to meet and acknowledge each other, to nourish and celebrate each other. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax, because just by listening this part, you are creating the space. You don't have to do anything at all, anything else. Just be. Just stay. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel yourself, see yourself surrounded in the presence of the entity that you value the most. God, the higher power, the source, the energy, the universe, the all-powerful spirit, the grand organized design, the Holy Ghost, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever belief system that you have, it is perfect and works in this meditation. And if tomorrow you have any belief that changes from today, it will work again when you repeat it. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, declare that it was a wise decision to step up into this place, to let go the attachment of being in the trap of doing more stuff. By having done so, you have allowed time for your mind to become sharper and more precise, for your spirit to become stronger, for your heart to become more loving. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Declare that you are totally committed to receive your message for today, since you are aware that the message that shows up is coming all the way from the subconscious to the conscious. And for that, you are willing to be grateful, to express your gratitude, because you are aware that when something that has been in the deepest part of your subconscious mind shows up, it is giving you the opportunity to heal what has been hidden. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let go the attachment to a specific way or form for the message for today. How do I know if I am attached to a specific way or form? If at any moment you are concerned that it may not be working because you are not feeling fill the blank, or you are not thinking fill the blank, that's an attachment. Does that make you a bad person? No. That only means that you are alive. And with being alive, there is the privilege of having the opportunities to choose having attachment just for the fun of it, just for the learning from it. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, choose every question that is showing up already choose to see them as part of your message for today. If something like, but how does this work, shows up, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, realize that when you took that deep breath in, you trusted, you flow with the idea that there were going to be oxygen in that air. Oxygen, essential for your life. And at the reach of your nose. How will you go by through life if you already believe that what is essential for you is already at the reach of your nose? Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let go the attachment to a specific message. Are you keeping in mind that the universe is infinite? Infinity root. Infinity root. Therefore, in a universe that is infinite, the ways, the form that the message of today could show up is very vast. And the specific message, there is an infinite amount of possibilities. Something that shows up as our time here together, something that shows up later, something that you remember or you don't see any relationship and suddenly you said to yourself, how weird. Suddenly I have thought about fill the blank. Or I have this desire to do fill the blank. Put it in front of you, even if it's later. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, renew your commitment to interview your message for today as your ally. With curiosity, you receive it. With curiosity, you treat it. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, declare that you are willing to receive the message no matter what. Declare, I adjust my perspective about the message for today. And from a place of love, I align to receive it. I adjust my perspective about the message for today. And from a place of love, I align to receive it. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And declare that you remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, observe which came first, a thought, a memory, a body sensation, a particular emotion. Something attached to your past, to your present circumstances, or to your future. If it's something attached to your future, are you looking at a future that is a repetition of your past? Is it possible that it is a repetition of what you fear the most from your past to happen again? Is what you are looking at? Are you willing to let your past or your present circumstances dictate what are you going to be able to do or not on your future? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Look into your past. Which event, people, event or circumstances are at your face right now? Is it a moment that you perceive you were unable to remove obstacles? Is it a moment that you perceive you were unable to expose inconvenience to progress? You didn't have a clue. Is it a moment that you exposed the inconvenience to progress and no one believed it? And then, years later, they came to you totally amazed with what was happening. Is it possible that you perceive someone else have the ability to remove obstacles for you, and instead of removing, place even more? Or is it possible that you are perceiving that someone could have had exposed inconvenience to your progress and they didn't tell me because, fill the blank, what do you believe happened? And is it possible that at least some part of that isn't true? Have you ever thought of something in your past and suddenly you discover new information and you realize that you have been thinking all the time, fill the blank, and you discover, fill the blank? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. What if right now you choose to ask yourself, what does it seem to me as a problem at this time? What does it seem to you as a problem at this time? What do you believe is a problem? Do you realize that if you perceive something as a problem, in a way you are seeing that as an obstacle? Could that be an obstacle? Or not? Is it possible that what you perceive as an inconvenience to progress, others are seeing that you have a great tool on you and that you are wasting it? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Observe how you are feeling. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go anything that could be overwhelming, anything that could be taking your peace away. Let it go. Let it all go. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. The question is, do you feel able to remove obstacles? Do you feel able to expose inconvenience to progress? Or when you perceive that something may be an inconvenience to progress, you go automatically, consciously or not, to the past. Maybe at the time that you expose an inconvenience to progress and fill the blank. what happened to you or what happened to your loved ones. Or if you're saying, actually, I am pretty good at that. I, I am awesome finding and exposing the inconvenience to progress. Thank you for being here. Is it possible that you are only thinking in one area of your life? However, you are more than one area of your life. Vocational, physical, financial, familial, mental, spiritual, social. And if you just thought, well, but this area and this area, fill the blank, are not for me as important. That's great, because this meditation is about your life. However, is it possible that in those areas that you perceive as less important are some clues that will allow you to find your inconvenience, any inconvenience to progress in other areas? Take a deep breath in and exhale. And remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Look into the future. When you think about, I will be able to expose inconvenience to progress, what do you believe you have to do, you should do, you must do, you ought to do? How does that feel? Is it possible that you are getting some stress right now? Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, look into the future, just focusing on how you will listen and speak in every area of your life to be able to expose inconvenience to progress. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Look in the different areas: vocational, physical, financial, familial, mental, spiritual, social. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Are you aware that in order for you to step up into new levels of service, profits, health, freedom, and greatness, in whichever way you value the most, your willingness to expose inconvenience to progress have a prerequisite that you find those inconveniences? That you are willing to review if they are really obstacles or not. Look into your past. Is it possible that you could think of a very specific moment where you thought something was an obstacle, and now you are even so happy, so grateful for having that, because fill the blank. So, can something like that could repeat in your life? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, keep in mind, you have been all this time expanding your sphere of consciousness, expanding your sphere of awareness, expanding, raising your level of alertness. And from now on, things are going to be different. How can you be so sure of that? Because you are going to look at them from another perspective. Take a deep breath in and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Look into your self-image. Could it be that some of the obstacles, some of the inconvenience to progress are those labels on your self-image that you adopted from your past or from your present circumstances? Remove all those labels related to those events, people's events, circumstances that you have been remembering. And in order to be able to place new labels, declare, I adjust my perspective about who I am. And from a place of love, I align to progress. I adjust my perspective about who I am. I'm from a place of love. I align to progress. Do you believe love as a strategy is a powerful one? Or you believe that's weak, is a total stupidity or something else? Do you realize that when you consider a strategy as useless, you will avoid to use? What do you believe that you will have to do or should do if you choose to progress from a place of love? Take a deep breath in. And exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Is it possible that when you interact with people that perceive different inconvenient to progress, that those that you perceive are already a problem, are already an inconvenience, are already an obstacle? Is it possible that you automatically are closing to their ideas and their projects? Is it possible that you are trying to avoid them? And it's okay if you have done so. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, observe those emotions. And see which emotions are. Put them names. Is it anger, frustration, sadness, whatever it is? Place everything in front of you. It's part of your message for today. Take a deep breath in. and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. The question is, what do you perceive will be progress for you today? Have you ever considered that learning the skill of listen actively could allow you to go further than you ever imagined? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Is it possible that you are attached that if you expose an inconvenience to progress, people have to use only one system to remove that inconvenience, to transform that inconvenience? Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let go. Be willing to embrace uncertainty as a path to freedom. Do you realize that the only thing that you have for sure is that you are going to be with yourself until the last moment here? What if you choose to invest time in your relationship and relax, because you are already doing it by being here? So I'm not asking anything extraordinary. You see, this is like a game that whatever you do, you thrive and prosper with it. How will you go through life if you start believing that when you act from a place of love, you thrive and prosper no matter what? Take a deep breath in and exhale. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. I remove obstacles, exposing inconvenience to progress. Blessings.